Hi everyone, this is Muhammad Hamid Khan, and today I'm back with another practical tutorial on semantic SEO. So, I've been producing some good content on semantic SEO on my YouTube channel and covering topics like how to achieve topical authority states by building topical maps from scratch, some semantic SEO components, and some in depth guides as well, like how semantic SEO differs from traditional SEO. So I'm really happy that you guys are finding my content useful, and that's why I'm here and creating another exciting tutorial on semantic SEO. This time, I'm going to cover a very important component of semantic SEO, which I've seen people facing hard times and difficulties making that component right, and that component is semantic content brief. Exactly. I'm gonna cover my practical step-by-step approach of creating semantic content brief for any topic based on Koray's methodologies and other semantic SEO frameworks. So this gonna be a very lengthy video, probably jump up to 2 hours or 3 hours. I don't know because I just started recording this video, and my goal is to make this video very transparent and clear for you guys to understand the step-by-step approach or the methodologies or the strategies I've been following for creating content briefs. And I hope you will like this tutorial. Just plug in your headphones, sit back and relax, and see you in the practical part. Bye. All right, so welcome to the practical part, and in just a few minutes, I'm going to create a real semantic content brief based on semantic SEO methodologies. So, before moving forward, if you are new to my YouTube channel, I've just started a channel, and I've posted bunch of videos, helpful videos on semantic SEO. By the way, some are very practical, some uh, beginner level concepts. I mean, how it differs from traditional SEO, and some masterclass sessions as well. So my main focus is to cover upcoming videos in English now, because mainly the concepts methodologies are easy to explain in English as compared to the Urdu and Hindi language. So uh, definitely I would love to create more content. So you can see my channel, and you can watch some videos and maybe get some idea how semantic SEO is working and how you could benefit from it. And do let me know what you think about my channel, and also what type of videos you want me to create in future. And my LinkedIn is also active, and I've been producing some content here as well. The workflows, my favorite workflows, have some created on Miro, some created with just a pen, like the paper pen combination, which I mostly like. And again, let me know what type of content and in which form you would like me to create further. Facebook is also very active, and once again, thank you for watching my video, and just drop your feedback in the comment section. See you in the practical part. Okay, so today, right now, I'm going to create a practical semantic content brief, and I've like created more than, I mean, if I'm not wrong, more than 500 to 1000 briefs. And still, it's like weekly we create 20 to 30 briefs for multiple clients for my own portfolio websites. And we have mastered this process, and you can maybe replicate the same process I've been following and improve it definitely. So let me open the Google Sheets, and also I would like to choose a random topic. So let's pick a topic, for example, best. What about best protein powder? And I would like to rank this topic in United States, and for geocode I'll put Los Angeles. I'll just hit the search button, and we'll see what type of contents are already ranking there. The search intent, the overall research, we're going to start from here. So I can clearly see the product is dominant here, like protein powder is here is a product, and best is the attribute. I mean, for protein powder entity, someone searching means looking to purchase or looking to you can say is more likely to purchase in the decision stage he's in. So the type of page is organic results. This is our main target, as you guys know. So we can see that a listicle is ranking on the number one, and 11 best whey protein powders according to, I don't know what the title is. Okay, but the next one, okay, the next one has a different angle. How to choose the best protein powder. So this one has clearly mentioned the best protein whey powder in its title. The clear expectation of the user, it has clearly answered that, the direct thing that user wanted to see, the best whey protein powder, 11 best. But it has the title is totally different, like how to choose the best protein powder. So anyways, we'll dive into these SERP analysis a bit later, but let me formulate this Google sheet and introduce you the core concepts on which our semantic brief gonna build on. So first of all, let me make it like brief, and then I would make it like best protein powder. Okay, I will make it like brief, or you can say methodology. Makes sense. So now I will construct the column names. First of all, it would be headings. Let me make it a bit bigger. Make it like proper format. Make it bold. Make it yellow. Headings, then headings hierarchy, or simply you can write hierarchy, I guess that's more convenient. Then you can write here some more things, methodology, some more here like anchor text, and some rules if you want to create for this brief for the writers. Basically, I've I've a lot of rules for the writers, and I've shared with them. But for us, for a brief, there are some specific rules as well. Like here for this brief, some rules are like common, or you can say generic, that apply to every brief. For example, definition format, how to answer a definition. We have a set of rules. We follow a specific format. Like we start with a very basic thing, like first is x is like for example, what is coffee. So we'll start like coffee is we'll use that modality, and then we use a classification, I mean entity type, like coffee is a beverage is the entity type. So this is how we formulate our definition, and then we write the unique attribute of the entity. like uh, like the same unique attribute is basically the same class or the same entity types, but a specific entity has a unique attribute, but not all other entities in the same class or in the same entity type has that kind of attribute. I mean, Burj Khalifa is the unique attribute of Dubai. And you can say there are like three types of attribute. Let me write here. Will I'll Let me create another tab of foundation, or you can say intro, whatever makes sense more. I'll drag it to the top, and now let me write here some concepts. Like for example, you first I have to understand the three main types of attributes here. Actually, there are, I mean, more than 30, 40 types of attributes depending upon the need you are trying to cover, and whether you're finalizing topical map, right? The topical map finalized based on different types of attributes, whether you're writing content, different types of attributes being used. And in semantic content brief also, the attributes have some, has very important thing to do with your approach and methodology. So first of all, three types of attributes. I would, let me make the sheet a bit zoom like this. Okay, three types of attributes. You have to focus on this. First one is root attributes, then unique attributes, then rare attributes. So root attributes are basically the attribute that appears in all the entities in the same entity type. For example, if entity type is vehicle, and all the vehicles like car, like you can say other vehicles like other type of vehicles like truck, like bus, they all have same attribute. For example, tire is a root attribute of vehicle entity type. Make sense? So tire is basically root attribute of vehicle entity type. Okay, so one more attribute we can discuss here: unique attribute. Unique attributes are those attributes that only appears in that specific entity, in but not in any other entities in the same entity type or same entity class. As I mentioned, for example, Burj Khalifa, as I mentioned, is a unique attribute of Dubai. Eiffel Tower, you can say, is the unique attribute of Paris. If we say Eiffel Tower, it automatically means that we are talking about Paris. So unique attributes are those. Rare attributes are actually those who are very uncommon in any entity in the same entity type. For example, museum is a, like you can say, a rare attribute, because it uh, not every city has a museum, right? So it's a rare attribute. Or you can also say that some more attributes like parks root attribute. Or you can say that like parliament office, right? Because parliament office or courts, you can say not every city has its own court, maybe you can say that as well. So I guess you get the foundation for the attributes. Now let me move towards, again, I always in my lectures mention that you have to learn, and these things, I mean, you cannot master in a single day, or after watching a set of videos. You have to experience them, you have to learn. I mean, for every topic this thing changes, right? For every topic, and it's a very dynamic thing. Query semantics, as you can see in my background, is also talking about understanding the context of the query, understanding the meaning of the query definition, the query aspect, how query is being processed, how query is being parsed by machines. And also in query processing, there are some other concepts as well. Okay, so query semantics. One more thing we will explain: lexical relations, or you can say lexical semantics. And one thing I would also add here: authority hacking, or let me make it more like distributional semantics. Like you can say, our brief will mainly be in evolved around these three core concepts, and I will practically show you, don't worry. Also some more concepts like representative questions, represented question, some more concepts like boolean question, and some main you can say the glossary of semantic content brief. I mean, in simple words, let me explain here: glossary of semantic content brief. I mean, first of all, you have to understand that first start with contextual vector, then we start with contextual hierarchy. Let me check the spell, if I've written that right or not. Okay, cool. Some more concepts like contextual parters, contextual bridges, some more concepts like let me write it right. In article methodology, we have contextual flow, contextual direction, format, some more things like contextual connection, tonality of the content, and also every time I also give context terms, and all things actually could become a contextual structure in simple words. And in contextual structure we could have like phrase taxonomy, uh, taxonomies, and also phrase sequences. These are, I mean, some of the important things we can say. And yeah, exactly. And also you have to, one more thing you have to understand in the foundation. Let me make this here glossary, some foundation concepts, and make it like here, like this. And sorry. All right. One more thing, which is the main thing we're gonna discuss, question generation. And in question generation, we're gonna first discuss about uh, how Google generates questions and match questions and make, or you can say match those questions with answers. In simple word, we can also say that question answer pair. Yeah. So question generation we have to understand after understanding the common thing which Google does normally. And we're gonna start it right now. Just I'm opening up my sheet and this one. Okay, so first of all, let me briefly explain about these things. Contextual vector, first of all. Contextual vector, I mean, mostly people are confused, and it's a very technical concept, but let me explain you in a simple word. It's actually coming from Google patents, and a vector could be a very for a unique term, right? A unique context, that could be a vector. And for a unique term, you can say there could be multiple variation to explain to write down a same context, right? I mean, so every unique term has its own kind of vocabulary, and own kind of vocabulary that could maybe group together, and they ultimately make a vector, right? So vectors are basically first, before understanding vectors you have to understand the word to vector model, which is actually used by machines, most of those machines like Google as well, to calculate and determines or understand the relevancy of a document. And word to vec approach basically, from a machine perspective, machine actually reads your content and converts or embed that content into vectors. And that's very important for machine to understand the context, connections, the relationships with the information, the meanings throughout the content, the flow of the information, definitely, and everything, and then connects with the user's queries, right? So Google's or machine basically understand your content from top to bottom approach, then bottom to top approach again. Like first understand your title, slug, URL, your h1, your summary, the anagrams you have used there, it actually understand what you're talking about, and then how overall information is being connected with the context, the main theme, which is in semantic SEO we call macro context. And one more thing I would like to hear: macro context and micro context. Let me make it like this. And I probably hope that you understand one more concept, which is macro semantics and micro semantics. Yeah. Okay, so Google use word to vec model to understand determine the relevancy of a document. So we in it's a concept coming from Google patent. So we say that, like, we create heading vectors here, which means we are giving Google is definitely converting each heading into its own vector with set of vocabulary terms, and connect those information together and form a macro context, and to understand the overall relationships of the entities linked together through their shared attributes, the ontologies, the taxonomies. So everything happens after embedding information into vectors format. So that's why we say contextual vector, to make things very relatable with Google's own patents knowledge or research papers. So let me start one by one. I'll just explain in a couple of minutes. Macro semantics basically deals with the top level components. I mean, why it's important to understand these concepts to help you understand the semantic content brief methodology. So we create like topical maps. We basically finalize the context. We're gonna cover that their main h1s, their main titles, and their main meta description, and the other components like image alt tag or image title, image URL. So these components that Google sees in the first place, and the HTML components that help Google understand the macro level uh, understanding of a page or of a website, or even a specific section, that actually a macro semantics whole field is macro semantics. You can say the site-wide anagrams, like which specific words, one word, two word, three word, four words, are being used throughout the site, like the anagrams. This kind of study could also come in macrosemantics. Then we have microsemantics. Microsemantics deals with teeny optimization, even if you are changing a sentence structure, if you are putting a full stop at the end of a sentence, or even you're just capitalizing the content. It's totally whatever you're doing in the content, teeny optimization in the content configurations, that we refer to microsemantics. So semantic content brief basically is a part of microsemantics. That's why I have to explain this concept here. So we understand contextual vector as well. Like, the goal is to create maximum unique and accurate and also meaningful contextual vector with some connections hierarchy, by forming a whole meaning of the information we're trying to provide, and helping machine and user at the same time to understand what we are talking about. Contextual hierarchy is simply the H1, H2, the in which hierarchy the information is being flowing. Borders, I will explain it bit later. Contextual bridges. Borders are basically how where macro and micro context are being separated, or in simple words, where main content is being added and and supplementary content is being started. Let me give you a very quick uh, very quick example here to understand you these four concepts in a very quick way. The four concepts means macro context, micro context, main content, and supplementary content. These four concepts I will help you understand in a very quick way. So for example, the topic for this page is, this is by the Koray's website. The topic for this page is 20 health benefits of water, which means the macro context is actually the need of the user to understand that topic is basically the health benefits. This is the attribute someone writing for this specific entity. Drinking water here is an entity. Not only water is entity, but water is also an entity, but drinking water now here is an entity. So someone searching for health benefits of water, which means wherever health benefits being mentioned in a proper format or order are the macro context, because that's the main need of the user. And micro context is basically about dealing with related search activities of the same user who's looking for information on health benefits of water, dealing with related search activities. Like if someone's searching for like health benefits of water, might be looking for how many water he should drink a day, or what are the cons of a water, disadvantages of a water, for example. So these are the stuff or the concepts that someone is additionally looking for after reading on health benefits of water, that comes in micro context. As you can see in table of contents, that page is talking about number one health benefit of water, number two health benefit of water, until 20, which means till here there are 20 health benefits of water, and we can safely say that this is the macro context, so this is the main content of this document. This is the main content for which user is searching the query, and Google is ranking this page. If yes, then that's good. So this is the main content, and main content addresses only the macro context of the topic. But where the main content ends, there must be a border, a contextual border that separates the main and supplementary content from each other, and that border question serve as a representative question between main and micro content, main and supplementary content, and it serve as a contextual border to to cover represented information. This is the representative version. You probably know about representative and represented, right? If no, then I will explain. So this basically is serving after, it's a like border, how much water should you drink a day. Then it's starting with benefits of drinking water in the morning. So these are the subsequent or additional questions someone could have who is searching on health benefits of water. So this page has covered that very sophisticatedly. Okay, so main content and micro supplementary content is the that area, and macro context basically a subjective context that you have to answer on your page. So we'll definitely understand for our topic as well these four methodologies. Article methodology is simply about telling the writer who gonna the person who gonna work on the content what, how to approach the topic, which directions to follow, which specific instruction you're gonna cover, and how, and aligning with the search objective or the conversion objective for each heading vector or each contextual vector. You actually define that how to cover this heading, and which format, which contextual structure, which contextual tone, which contextual connection, which contextual flow, which contextual direction, which contextual connection you have to create here, and which context terms you have to use to formulate the information by helping both machines and users. So in article methodology, these are the main components when it comes to article methodology. I'll explain them. Right now, let me explain. Contextual flow is basically, let me open up my already constructed brief to help you. Sorry, drug addiction. Let me eat guava. Okay, so this topic is mainly about what is drug addiction, a definitive guide, right? It mainly deals with the main entity. Let me make it a bit zoom. Drug addiction here is the main entity. It has discussed the main, then the main attributes that are coming in the macro context of the document: symptoms, causes, effects, not effects. So this means that this actually signaling Google that this page gonna discuss these three main attributes and in the same order. And these attributes are related with drug addiction definitely, and how users are perceiving this topic, their search behaviors coming from their search behavior, not based on you can say based on tools, volume, or anything else. Now the heading level simple hierarchy we created, the taxonomy, you can say. Simply H1, H2, the information is being classified, or you can say structured in that way. Then the methodology, which is explaining how the specific heading is covered. For example, after H1, we generally have intro, and in intro we written like implied definition of drug addiction, then main symptoms, main causes, main effects, main characteristics, main treatment methodology, which means these are the important vectors or the contexts, or you can say the attributes of drug addiction we're gonna cover in their individual headings. And it's always a good practice to summarize the whole page heading vectors in the summary. So Google, if Google is not willing to spend cost on the page and trying to use predictive ranking, for example, so Google get the whole picture of the content by just reading the summary and understand what your page is talking about. Okay, so also it helps Google, if Google is like reading the below part as well, it helps Google connect every time the information with the intro summary and gives credit to the content creator that hey, this content creator is following a very structured approach and helping machine. But machine is, you can understand, machine is like a 5-year old child. I mean, don't do anything, you have to feed everything, like you have to spoon feed everything, and like to a 5-year old, like a toddler. And you have to explain, and you have to use a very basic language, like it does that and which helps you achieve that, not using very jargons, very forceful verbs. Not, I mean, yeah, sometimes it's important to use forceful verbs to help user relate with your solution, or maybe with what you're trying to say, but not every time it's necessary. So easy to understand language is necessary at always. This is from machine's perspective. Some context terms as well here, like I asked writer to use these context terms that are coming under, that are coming in courts. Okay, and then we have a specific question format heading, what is drug addiction. Right after the intro, this is where we are defining the main entity of the page, where we are setting the direction for the macro context through, from where the context will flow throughout the page. So what we are defining here, and I mentioned explicitly, like to define the drag addiction in an explicit format. In the above, you can see we have mentioned implied, which means do not use the exact format, or just write the definition, I mean, not in that exact pattern or format, or the more attributes, just explain it as a part of intro. So, or you can say the summary of the definition, not the whole definition like in this format. So explicit definition once again, and then I've also mentioned, like you can say one more definition of drug addiction according to a study. Don't use the definitive format for this definition. You can see there are three types of definitions for the same entity, which is drug addiction. One is the summary, as we are summarizing the whole heading vectors in the introduction. So one for that purpose, one for the complete definition. And let me tell you one more thing, and just let me finish this first, and then I will tell you that one definition for exact, to rank this question. The specific purpose for this definition is to rank against this question. And then one more definition is basically the topic is related to health, or very important. Drug addiction is a very important condition, very severe. So I've also always mentioned my writer to give a specific definition through some study, which shows the expertise that this source is basically talking through its expert, not just through its opinion or expertise, but based on based on the consensus or the top authoritative sources or the research papers who has some kind of agreement. Okay, so one more thing here is in our semantic content brief, every section has its own kind of objective to rank. Objective in terms of rank, as well in terms of conversion as well. Like we know that which specific section will be ranked with specific heading or with specific question. So we all already do the hard work to match the question and answer pair of with the like purpose of helping Google. And throughout the topical map, throughout the semantic content network, there might be chances that you have this you are like explaining same thing over and over again. So you know already that which specific section you will want to rank with what specific question. Okay, so each heading in a content has some specific type of objective. Objective could be winning a feature snippet. An objective could be triggering or showing up in people also ask. An objective could be, you can say, a knowledge graph, a knowledge panel, right? So every content, I mean, the type based on the type of the content, based on the how headings are structured and how the information is being provided, we fulfill that objective. So once again, this is a content brief. You can maybe probably see that later. I'm just covering it whole. Okay, so now we are moving to our content. So first of all, I have to explain the main concept here: lexical, authority hacking, and query semantics. Actually, query semantics is very important because it's the user ultimately who gonna click on your page. And f- to make user click on your page, you first have to understand the challenges, the problem of the user, why user is searching this query, or why user will search this query on Google. Not just one query, but all the other queries connected with this topic, whether with different angles, whether different perspectives, whether with different query formats, whether the different order of words even in the query. So you understand basically which specific phase the user is coming from and what user is expecting. And you understand this through multiple ways. First of all, you read the top pages. First of all, you read the queries. I mean, you read what top pages are talking about, I mean, and what queries they've been ranking on, and what data is available on Google search in terms of queries. Definitely I will show you later on. So you connect everything which is available on Google in terms of queries, query semantics. Then some tools will help you as well, like Ahrefs give you the data in bulk. Then you relate that queries with what top pages are ranking. You definitely read the top pages. I always, even if I'm also creating brief, I read the top 3 4 pages completely, even one Wikipedia page on that topic, couple of authoritative sites pages on that topic as well, even if they are not ranking on top on that specific phrase. So this is my go to practice. And once I read all the available information, I also then connect that either is it satisfying the uh, real problem or the real challenge of the user. If partially yes, then I figure out the ways, what are the gaps there, and then how I can fulfill that gaps. So basically, in simple words, if you the attributes, basically methodology. If you want higher relevance, you prioritize unique attributes. And if you want more, you can say, consensus or classification with the authoritative sources, you prioritize root attributes. And if you want to classify yourself with the authoritative sources, or you can say the top page is being ranked, you prioritize on root attributes first, as I've written here. Okay, so this is the main concepts. And the lexical relations are mainly about the scientific names, or how words or concepts or contexts are connected with each other through dictionaries. And they have, like, you can say, the two things here as well, like semantic similarity and semantic relevance. Semantic similarity is basically how two things are close to each other in dictionaries or in general. But relevance means if two things even are not close to each other, they could be relevant as well. For example, in you can say taxonomy of like animal, there are animal in animals, there are like if I write here animals, There are, like, you can say, reptiles, and in reptiles there is alligator. Alligator. Okay, and in, for example, countries, there is, for example, Australia, and there is, for example, Sydney. Okay, so the one taxonomy is this, and one taxonomy is this. In semantic similarity, these three are very close to each other, and again, these three are close to each other. But when it's come to semantic relevance, things can relate with each other even if they are not close to each other. For example, the most dangerous alligators are found in Sydney. This is the context that is connecting two main entities, as you can see here. So it's the relevancy that is connecting two entities together through their shared attributes, and which is living basically attribute. Alligator in Sydney that lives in is very dangerous. So relevance is basically how two things are connected with each other, and semantic similarity is basically how two things are close to each other even if they are not relevant. So for example, next thing we're gonna cover is authority hacking. So basically, if I'm starting my brief, then I will basically tell that what it actually means to reverse engineering the top competitors or the top search pages, and making more structured information than those competitor pages. Okay, I think it's all right. So let me start the brief now, and before starting the brief, I would like to have some research data or information, or in simple words, data mining or research on the topic. This is how I proceed. First of all, as I mentioned, I understand the topic by reading the top pages, and most importantly, one Wikipedia page, some top authority sources that are already on that specific topic, and mainly now collecting the information through multiple sources. And that information is basically what type of attributes, what type of context, what type of query terms, what type of verbs, what type of nouns, what type of adjectives, and other concurrences and grammars we're going to optimize throughout our content. Not everything will be getting through tools like in the form of keywords, but we'll be doing our own research and using our brain and to understand the whole story, and the whole story behind the users, this behind this query of the user. Okay, so first of all, if I write here, there are multiple ways we can extract information. For first one is basically search suggestions. Other one is, you can say, query templates. Other one could be main sub tabs, and some more like SERP titles, SERP descriptions, image tabs, and PAA. People also ask related searches, then competitor 1 and competitor 2, and then authority source. One is great, but if you want more, then you can maybe add 2. But I guess one is always a preferable choice. You should know which specific source that is authority on the whole topic that on which you are trying to rank for, which specific source is that, and you always focus on that source and bring more relevance, bring more responsiveness in your information, so you can outrank that source after a broad core algorithm update of Google, which normally happens after like 6 months, 1 year. And also the main topical authority, maybe you can get that Google completely replace a specific website. So it always good to basically follow a specific source uh, in terms of information responsiveness and making your content more optimized than that website. So let me explain what I've written here and what they have to do. And we have to find the context basically, and context could 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 come in the form of attribute, verbs, noun, adjectives, and everything. So basically, or even simple phrases or taxonomy, or phrase taxonomies, or context terms even. But there are multiple sources we have to like find the information. So first start with search suggestion. I mean, first what you do, you write here best protein powder, and you see what Google is suggesting already. You just take a screenshot from here like this, go to the your sheets, just paste it here and try to break it down accordingly, like best protein powder for. So there are like 9 or 10, I guess, 3, 6, 9. Just make it like 9, I guess, 2 or 3 or more. Yeah, 10, one less. So write the rest ones here manually for weight loss. Now what I'm getting the query semantics, the behavior of the users from Google. I think now you are connecting the dots what I was saying previously. And there's a lot more, by the way. If you watch till the end, I hope you can get something new out of this video. Reddit, I think it's not necessary for men, for weight gain, and for smoothies. I don't know what smoothies mean here. Diabetics. Wow, pregnancy. Okay, so these are the actually suggestion Google showing, which means people are asking information around these mainly. Has I written for? No, it automatically showing for. But if I remove for, still all the results have for in the query template, which means best is a qualifier basically of this query template. Yeah, this attribute basically. You can see the context could be changed based on the attribute you are targeting with your main entity of the page. Okay, so now we have the search suggestions. Let's move to the query template. I mean, in when it comes to query template, I've created some query templates by default, like for, into, around, of, versus, with, in I've covered, I guess. Some more could be also there, like and, or. Okay, so basically these are the query templates, the common ones basically that appears in normal queries of user in any knowledge domain or in specific knowledge domains. Like in SaaS tools, mostly people use verses in SaaS knowledge domain. I mean, marketing tools, like marketing automation tools, like HubSpot versus Mailchimp. Anyways, you have to figure out these query templates for your main knowledge domain, and if it would be good if you add more. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to find these query templates values for protein powder. Like we have to write here like this. I got all these, just the last one I guess is the new here, like weight loss female. I think we have mentioned woman as well itself, and uh, weight loss as well. So I think it's not necessary to target these two together. We have already covered. So for is done. Now we will write to best protein powder to mix with coffee. Yeah, to lose weight. To let me write this as well. There might be some not macro context things here, but mainly maybe about the micro context we can create around these based on. Actually, it also depends on your source context. I mean, if your source context is, for example, selling different supplements, not just protein powder, and you may mainly maybe focus on the supplements. But if your source context is, for example, coffee, and you are covering a topic like source context is like you're selling coffee machines or coffee products like beans, etc., and you are covering a topic like best protein powder to mix with coffee, which means people searching for this might also be looking for, also looking to purchase coffee. So you are relating this with your source context somehow if you are selling coffee. So what you do, you prioritize the document according to your source context in that case. Not every business model who is writing on best protein powder will write in the same way, or it's not a good approach. Basically you prioritize information definitely. First, basically the macro context will remain same. I mean, the need to know of the user will remain same throughout the document, because you want to classify yourself with the authoritative sources. But the supplementary content will mainly be changed around what you offer as a business. Anyways, let me write here. Some good ones are also there. Best protein powder 2. And I'll just drag it down further. I'll see which is more. To lose weight, it's done, so I don't make it repetition. To build muscle is also done. Muscle gain, build muscle is same. Bake with, bake with. It's also a query template. Mix with water, yeah. I mean, now as I'm totally new, by the way, I'm really honestly saying I'm new to this protein powder. I haven't even written a single content on this topic. So I even don't know that which query templates are more relevant or important. So I cannot read all of the pages in this video, like top 10 and Wikipedia page. It might take 2 to 3 hours more, and I don't want to increase the watch time on my videos. But I will suggest you should do this. And now I'm telling you the top level approach. If you are like new, then probably you have to research or double check the information. And you must have the product knowledge. If you are trying to create brief, you must need to get the product knowledge. It's very very 100% recommended in any case. So anyways, mix with water. So now based on the query template, I am assuming that the protein powder is not taken raw, the way protein like raw maybe people getting mostly, but it also mixed with some other beverages like coffee, or maybe with alcohol as well, if I'm not wrong. Anyways, with smoothies as well, yeah. So now got why smoothies were there. Yeah, anyways, mix with water, add to smoothies, done in the first column A. Yeah, mixed with yogurt. Mixed with yogurt, sorry. Okay, to buy. So in general, I think it's okay. Let me write to buy here as well, so we can cover the buy verb as well as a verb. Now what I'm doing, the other query template, let me do one more time of the query template. Mm, versus would not be applying here because best is already there. Best protein powder around, best protein powder in. I would try, let me try it. Best protein powder in Walmart, in the market, in pregnancy, in coffee, Amazon, Target. So now I have to see that if the topic is basically the e-com sites are ranking, basically because these are the online retailers mostly here, like Walmart, Amazon, Target is also an online retailer, e-commerce, not e-commerce, a marketplace. Anyway, e-commerce marketplace. So what I'm trying to see here, you can see there's a product intent, so which means the retailer names, like you can see the store's name, you can see here, or relatable or relevant with protein powder. So probably we'll create a specific section or heading around like where to buy protein powder, and then we'll maybe cover these n-grams or these vectors through that section. So let me write it down for the later later decision whether I should cover these or not. It's always necessary to write everything down, or and then make use of the information according to your source context and objective. And because if you write everything, you are every time you are like increasing your product knowledge, and you towards also increasing the topic knowledge to and you are approaching towards more, I mean, holistic approach. So maybe if you do everything in terms of research and finalize things at the end, it's always good. So I always recommend or do that. If you know that one thing is irrelevant at in any case, then you should remove yourself. Like I removed couple one, like I don't know, I remembered the exact one, but yeah, I removed a couple one here. Okay. I will write here best protein powder in. Yeah, this is the query template. I will next write Walt Walmart. What I'm thinking is not covering these. I'm probably getting that I should not cover these, like this phrase taxonomy, like past. You know what phrase taxonomy is? Let me make it clear for you. Like protein, then protein is basically an entity, and phrase basically as well. Not phrase, I mean, but yeah, protein powder. This is a phrase. So this is a taxonomy. Now from protein, it has become protein powder. Now if I write best protein powder, this is another phrase, and the taxonomy is basically uh, going from top to bottom. And if you write here best protein powder in Walmart, yeah, so this is a taxonomy, we say. In simple word, you can also say that if you have like glasses, you write man glasses, you write man glasses face shapes, or you write man glasses types, then you write man glasses uh, teenager man glasses I mean, this is a proper phrase taxonomy. I mean, you have to follow this approach throughout your content and within your topical map as well. So I'm not thinking to cover Walmart like with this phrase taxonomy, because I'm not basically the topic is not uh, basically we have to create a specific context or heading for this. So probably I will merge all these retailers names into one subheading. So I will simply write their names here: Walt, Walmart, Amazon, then Target. Yeah, these three needs to be go in the section I'm going to create. So I will not include this, but maybe I'll include the locations. So this is another query template. Locations: best protein powder in. I mean, if someone's searching for best protein powder and might not be looking for uh, best protein powder in Lahore or a city, they cannot search that. They will simply, if they are like ordering online, they will not care about the city, they will care about the quality of the product. So I again believe that covering these cities in the page is not sorry, cities or countries in the content is not important. If you are like just targeting USA, your market is USA, then you have to cover that as well only. In Let me do one more best protein check from the query templates we have already created. For example, best protein for is done, in is done, two is also done, around couldn't be, maybe make sense. Best protein powder around. Let me see if there's anything to cover about this around. Yeah, near me, which means not relevant. Of, have we checked this? Best protein powder of. uh all are done. Year couldn't be. Yeah, year could be something we can do. So I will just write here I will write here for myself basically to focus on years. Mention year at least one time. I don't know when I have to mention or I ask writer to mention, but I'll figure it out when I'm constructing the brief. Okay, so off is done as well. Let me move to the next part. Main subtabs. Main subtabs are basically these tabs. Main sub like whey protein. This is the proper noun. Someone may be searching in their query like best whey protein. So I will write here whey protein. Then the next one is plant-based protein. Plant-based, sorry, protein. Next one is under $30. So price is also mention price for each product. It's important, or for like price is an important attribute of with that coupled with best. I mean, someone searching for best protein powder might also be looking for price as a consideration. So if you understand the search behavior of the user, you might feel that price needs to also be covered on the page. Someone searching for best. Okay, so under, let me write the context here. Under 30, under dollar 30, pea protein, PEA. Yeah. Okay, then there is meal shakes and drinks. Meal shakes and drinks. This is maybe a entity type. Hmm. Casein protein. Then there is without artificial sweeteners. These are the important contexts we have to cover. Hmm. Is there anyone? Okay, list is very long. Get it fast. Soy protein. Soy protein. Now I will also group together like whey and soy could be grouped together. Pea could also be grouped together. Casein could also be without artificial sweeteners. Next I have to group things together, and that's the most important and challenging part. Organic is an adjective or attribute. Protein. Next I have hair, skin, and nails. Basically, the benefit of, maybe probably we'll cover these three in the benefits: skin and nails. Yeah. So protein helps you to grow hairs, maybe something to do with skin as well, I don't know. Nails as well. So yeah, gluten free, as you can see, without artificial sweeteners, it can be grouped together like gluten free in this type of information sequence, not maybe in the page, but in just grouping or classifying the information what I'm researching right now. Gluten free protein. Yeah. Keto keto keto. Okay, I will see what engram or what combination I have to try with keto. Maybe keto protein or keto diet, or best protein for keto, or uh, in maybe in the benefits probably. I have to see what. So every time, if you miss this, every time when I have to cover a specific context, I have to double check that in what relationship I, or which relationship I can create for a specific context with my macro context or with my context, because two things can be connected with each other through multiple ways. Multiple relationships can be occurred between two entities. So you have to figure out which relationship you have to cover in your page by connecting, and which definitely makes more sense. So you have to do double check this later, and I have a specific formula for that as well. Low carb. These are just the context coming into my sheet. Then I will see how to connect low carb with my topic. Maybe like low carb protein powder, or maybe best protein powder to lower your carb. I actually don't know anything about it yet, so I'll just pass it down. Okay, so main sub tab, there are like now subtitles. Subtitles are simply starting from here, or even you can start from these. Transparent lab, 100% grass fed whey protein isolate, 2 lbs milk chocolate. So I would also add a couple more entity types, like flavor needs to be mentioned. One more thing, like lbs is about the quantity. I'm just writing the main attributes here that I have to cover somehow. Maybe for each product uh, I'm offering, or maybe in any context. Okay, so next, this is what I'm getting from here. 100% grass fed. It means something coming from organic. As you can see, we have covered this attribute. So coming, maybe these could be connected with each other, like 100% organic, 100% grass fed. Okay, whey protein isolate. I don't know what isolate means. Let me check. What is an isolate? Isolate cause a person to be okay. Protein. A protein isolate is a type of protein powder that has undergone more processing than a concentrate. Okay, processing protein isolate involves separating and collecting the purest protein fractions. The additional processing helps isolate the protein that you want, separating it from the I got it now. The natural proteins are isolated ones, I guess, because they've been grouped combined with other things as well. So they've been isolated, they've been segregated or separated, and then they've been sold separately. Okay, then I have like impact whey isolate. So isolate whey protein is one important thing, definitely, but whey isolate, this is the engram I have to target. Whey protein as well. Whey isolate, probably I'll combine everything together. What about if I combine everything together? Just I'll combine query template like this, or maybe at the end of this, yeah, at the end of this I'll combine. It would be good, because I just want to fill that the tabs more quickly. We isolate, then we have mm, chocolate. So I've covered the flavored ones, but now I will write the value. Chocolate is very popular, as you can see here, as you can see here. So I have to cover this specific flavor in my content to classify myself with the behavior as well, and with the consensus. Providing unique information is not necessary always. I mean, it is necessary, but having the required information that someone is looking for is always good option. So chocolate, whey protein, or isolate. So chocolate is chocolate brownie, milk chocolate, chocolate brownie. I mean, I will just write the chocolate. The main theme is chocolate, so I will see for which it will be coupled with. Then I have Java, a brand name, probably all-in-one daily super blend meal replacement shake, protein and vanilla. Vanilla is another flavor, and one more concept or the context I got, shake. I will write whey protein, or I will just write protein shake here. Yeah, for now. Okay, then I have optimum nutrition gold standard 100% whey protein double rich chocolate, 74 servings. Yeah, servings is also a main entity type or the attribute of whey protein I have to cover as well. Yeah. Now moving to the next one. What about if we see these as well, like filter by price? I've covered price. I can see in my sheet. Uh, 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 I've covered price. I know. No, I mentioned price. Yeah, this one. This one. Yeah. Okay. So these are some distributions. Probably I'll also copy them, and I will maybe explain them in a paragraph where I will where I'm explaining the price. And the main price, I don't know, was under 30 is there, under 30, under 30. Now I'm grouping already, you can see here. Okay, category. Yeah, this is what I was thinking before. Let me copy them, eh, pass them through a software extension, and then let me write here like this: whey protein. These are the categories, I mean, these are the main nouns we have to focus on, not just proteins but these engrams as well. Yeah. Okay, stores I've covered: Walmart, Target, 16 more stores as well. Probably I will not cover everyone. I'll just maybe cover a store entity type, store, or platform, not platform. Store is fine here because they are selling directly. These are the main features, I believe. Yeah. So I will just make it like this, remove the links, and these are the features. Let me make it this color. These are the features. These are the main categories. Okay, these are the names of online retailers. Just making them different with different colors. Probably I'll combine them later. These are the top attributes. So yeah, attributes are as well more there in the sheet as well. So I'll combine attributes later on. And flavors as well, like vanilla, chocolate, maybe casein. Probably don't know is a flavor or what. Let me see. Okay, the soy is covered here and soy is repeating. I will remove from here. Also pia is also repeating. I'll also under 30s come in, already came in, coming in here. Probably remove that as well. Plant-based, keto. Okay, now I'm doing. Okay, is there anything left? Brands, optima. Yeah, these are top brands. So I will cover maybe an entry type here as well, like brands. I will maybe probably create a separate heading vector for this context, like what are the top brands of protein powder, what are the top protein powder brands, and also what are the top protein powder uh, stores. I mean, just I will find a way to connect my attribute or context, um, attribute with this specific context, and make another context and sharp the context accordingly. So benefits as well, I will make very important attributes, benefits. Okay, then there are two main benefits, hair, skin, nails, bone, and joint support. I will also copy the name here, and probably I will do this. And the other one which I just wrote above, this one I will copy it as well. I'll just, as it's coming above, so I will put it here. I'll delete it from here. So yeah, flavor, I've covered flavor. Yeah, so what I will do now, I will put them under here. And now what I do, I also try to follow the same order here. First is features, then brand, then benefit, then flavor. So flavor is at the end. Why, I don't know, but I'm just mimicrizing or imitating the Google, uh, because Google has done a lot of testing, and that's why Google has figured out that hey, this is the specific order I have to follow for showing the attributes, and this is the very very biggest, I mean, the topic, if I'm not wrong. I haven't even checked the volume. I'm just thinking and doing everything in front of you manually and randomly. Okay, so flavor is flavor needs to go at the end, so I will copy it and move it to 10. Last is flavor, then there is benefit on the top, then there is brand as I can see, and above brand there are features. And features are, yeah, have I got it? Features, I think yes, yeah, these are the features. I will just maybe copy them or cut them, put them before brands, like this. Features, features is more important than brand attribute. People do not care maybe about brand more, they care about more about features like organic protein. This is their main concern, probably not about a brand specific. Just uh, explaining based on my gut feeling right now, as I'm not expert on this topic, so this is a good disclaimer to have. So features, and above feature there are stores. So probably yeah, there are stores. Then above stores there is category, and category we have written here way. And yeah, what I will do now, I will mm, above store there is category. I can see once again, yeah, category. And under category I will place them like this. Okay, cool. Then above category I have price. Price is the main factor. Quantity serving is basically I've get the information from these, but let me imitate what Google has to do. Price and quantity I will again, sorry, quantity serving I will push above maybe, or maybe down. We'll see that later. Quantity and serving. And the stores, these are the online retailers. I mean, stores and retailers, sorry, brands and stores are two different. So if I've written store here, I will just copy them right here. I will just push them here, or probably I'll maybe get all these store names and I will see which store has like more popularity or being more search demand. Sorry, just mistakenly click on that. I'll just, sorry, I'll just copy all of them. I'll just maybe after which I've sorted out like this. Now I will maybe change the order as well and later on. Anyways, I'll now remove these two things. Quantity serving, put it here for now. And these are the attributes, by the way. And organic protein, have we covered it? I think yes. Yeah. In category, we have covered organic. Uh, I'll remove it from here. Casein, let me check it. Is it being duplicated? No. Plant based is yes, I guess, is being duplicated. You can see here. Okay, plant based. Whey protein milkshakes. Okay. Gluten free probably also be covered below. Yeah, you can see. Now you can relate that why Google was showing all these here, as these are coming from, probably most of the coming from these and from these list, and Google showing them here for the ease of user. So it was good that if we copy all these in the first place. But anyways, we find some unique as well, like keto probably not there. Let me find, is there. Okay, my bad. But these tabs help us anyway to, casein is there or not. Okay, yeah, this one we only get from main sub tab, which means every section has its own significance. We cannot ignore any specific section and focus on any more. So okay, sub description is basically